This is the King of Average.
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 Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the King of Average podcast. Friday we had an event in...
Friday had an event in Granada Hills.
No, that was Saturday.
Oh.
Friday was UCLA Harbor Medical, the hospital.
Uh-huh.
I woke up in the... No, I'm just kidding. We had an event for both, right? For both businesses.
Yeah.
And, you know, I woke up, thought everything was going to be pretty smooth. I woke up, my day started thrown off a little bit, mainly because Ahmed Bibi, but that's all right. I got ready. I told one of the team leads, right, for Coastal. I texted him real quick. I was like, listen, this is what you need to prepare. Otherwise, everything else is pretty much ready. And then he texted me. He was just like, yo, I'm going to have to take an Uber to the warehouse. My dad's tripping right now, blah, 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 blah. He's like, I'll be late. And I'm like, fudge. All right. Because I needed to go pick up something before I get to the warehouse. Cool?
Yeah.
So I go to Restaurant Depot. Restaurant Depot's packed in the morning. Who would have flipping known? Restaurant Depot's packed in the morning. I grab what I need to grab. I load it up in the car. And then finally I'm about to dip to the warehouse. Only for a paramedic to be blocking the only entrance exit in and out of Restaurant Depot. Couldn't squeeze by him at all. Right? So I'm chilling and waiting. It wasn't even that bad, right? But 5 minutes when you're like, where you need to be somewhere, 5 minutes is a long time, you know? So finally they move out of the way. I head out, you know, turn left on Kramer, turn left on Orange Thorpe, and I'm trying to zoom to the warehouse. There's an accident right before the 57 freeway, right? And so now I'm held up by this traffic that just came out of nowhere, you know? Eventually get through it, squeeze through it. A few minutes later, it takes a little while. I'm supposed to be at the warehouse at 9. I get to the warehouse at 10 after everything. Okay? I get to the warehouse. They've prepped everything. They're pretty much ready to go. A couple more items get in. And we're like, all right, dude, let's hit the road. Let's go.
What time does the event start at?
11. So setup's supposed to be at 10.
Yeah.
Right? And so all of this is happening all while somebody's supposed to meet at the warehouse because there's some items that they left over a couple months ago. And then we were just storing it for him at the warehouse. So all while he's just like texting me, trying to figure it out, blah, blah, blah. He pulls up to the warehouse. I'm not there. Luckily, Ahmed was there to give him the stuff. And then boom, he heads on his way, right? He's from out of town. So like him being in town is a very short time window that he can grab his stuff. So it's like everything so far is kind of like giving me signs of like, dude, today's just not supposed to happen, you know? But I was like, F it, you know, whatever. Just try to stay calm in the whole thing, keep pushing forward. And so I did. Eventually, we're on our way to, Torrance. Okay? We're on our way to Torrance. Punching the address, we're driving. And then finally, we get there. Now, when we get there, we pull into, like, this sketch industrial complex. And then eventually, the directions lead us into, like, this one-way tunnel, which it's a one-lane tunnel. That's what it is. It's a one-lane tunnel that goes down, and then it comes up. And then all of a sudden we pull up to like the back of a stable for horses.
Yeah.
And then there's like something growing over here, something growing over there. And then there's a stable over here. And we're just looking around and we're just like,
the heck is going on?
What's going on? This is not the right spot at all. And so I'm trying to like blow up the phone of one of the organizers, not answering at all. And so I'm like, what's happening today? You know what I mean? What is up with today? I don't get it. I don't know what's going on. But khalas, you know, the best thing I can do in the situation
Stay calm.
is just stay calm and then, you know, do what I'm expected to do. So I literally re-punch in the same address into my phone. And now suddenly it's taking me to a different address. And I'm like, okay, cool. You know, I didn't sign up for this, but all right, whatever. It is what it is. So the next address was only 17 minutes away, right? Which is still like, we're late. So eventually we head over there and we get there. We see the hospital. We're like, all right, perfect. We're following the address. The address takes us around the hospital to the back. We pull in. We end up in some parking lot and we just look around. Where the hell is this event? You know, is this the wrong day? You know, did I just mess up completely? I don't even know what's going on. And so same thing, phone call. Still no answer. I'm like, bet, whatever, we'll figure it out. You know, roll down my window, talk to some random lady. She goes, oh, y'all looking for the ad? Y'all looking for the event? We're like, yeah. And she was just like, yeah, you got to just go around and then you're going to go to these cross streets and the event is going to be, you know, over there next to a white building. And we're like, okay, cool. I'm trying to get out from behind the hospital only to get like lost in this maze because the moment you like get in, there's no more street access through another like turn. You have to like literally back out, retrace your steps, and then access the street, right? And so at this point, the frustration is just boiling over, dude. And some part of me is just like, honestly, boys, I'm ready to just call it quits and go home. You know what I mean? But once again, I got a job to do, you know? So I'm just going to keep doing my part. And so we're pulling around. We get back to the street. Bro, we end up at the crossroads that they're talking about. We're looking. We see nothing. We make a left. Wrong way. We turn around. We make another left. Here's the hospital. We make another left away from the hospital. Nope, wrong way. Turn around. And then eventually I called one of the other vendors who I knew was going to be there in order for them to send me their location. And the phone call was literally that. They answer and they're like, did you find it? Drop me your location. Like, that's literally what it was. Yeah. You know, drop me your location. At this point, I'm boiled over, you know? So they drop me their location. Finally, I'm like, okay, we have some sense of direction, you know? Now, the biggest issue with Find Directions to the event was quite simply, there's construction happening at this hospital right now, right? So the only way you would see the event technically would be behind this fence that's blacked out.
Nice.
You know what I mean? From the street. So I was just like, man, everything was just set up for failure today. But nonetheless, we persevered calmly. Eventually, I pulled into the parking lot, also head in the wrong direction, but then reversed and back the other way. Quick mistake. And we finally go around, and we eventually see where the event is set up. Now, alhamdulillah, the cool thing is like the organizers were just like, oh, cool, y'all made it. These are the available tables, so just set up wherever you want. And it was like, all right, cool. At least they're chill about it, you know? They're not freaking out. So yeah, we eventually would just back up, unload, set up the two setups, and then boom, we just get to it.
What time is it now?
At this point, it's easily pushing 11:30.
Okay.
Right? So the first half an hour of the event, inset, you know? But now we have to set up and then get started.
Yeah.
So we're cutting ourselves short a whole hour of this event, you know? But eventually we're fully set up and everything was chill. Everything was fine at that point. And for the most part, the event was dead, you know? So maybe it was a sign to just turn around and go home. But oddly enough, out of all the booths that were there, set up early, ready to go, when we pulled in and we set up, I don't know what it was. I think we'd be just because we brought this energy of, oh, smokes, like we're late, you know? And so we're just like moving fast and quick and this and that. We brought a different type of energy to the event. And honestly, low key, even though we were an hour short compared to everybody else, I'm pretty sure we blew everybody out the water in terms of sales for everything, you know? So alhamdulillah, you know, the overall looking at everything, I think the numbers were okay, you know? But nonetheless, to get to that point, it was drama.
Yeah.
It was drama. And then Friday we had the podcast and this and that, whatever, right? Saturday morning, more drama immediately in the beginning, right?
Great.
Oh, you bet, 100%. I'm kind of like getting used to it now. You know what I mean? You wake up to a fire, grab the fire extinguisher, send it. You know. Saturday morning, more drama. Boom, we're trying to figure things out. We got to get this car out, but no, we can't do that. I have to rush to Home Depot, get these bolt cutters, and I got to this and that. Everything's on a timely manner. We're late to this, blah, 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 right? More drama, more rush, more yelling and screaming, the whole 9 yards, you know? My team to head to Granada Hills, my two teams, technically, were supposed to meet at 9, right? But before that, I had to send off the Aliso Viejo Farmers Market team, right? So I'm helping him, figuring out this and that, boom, 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 send him off, right? I'm expecting 4 whole people to show up at 9. One person shows up at 9. The next person, 9:20. And then the next 2 people within the next 10 minutes after that.
Yeah.
Right?
Did they text you?
Nothing at all. Right?
By the way, do you smell something?
I do. Somebody's legit burning.
Yeah.
You think the neighbors are like burning something up?
Okay, cool. As long as I'm not tripping.
I mean,
Nothing here.
Yeah.
Okay, my bad. I was
No, I mean it's enough of a concern to definitely pause the recording here, or we can just keep on going and it can add to the drama-filled story.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You know what it is? You're just smelling. My mind is just brewing up, thinking about it. That's literally what's happening.
All right. So 9:30.
So 9:30, finally everybody shows up, and at this point, all stoicism has gone out the window.
Just pissed.
No, I mean, well, at this point, like, here's the thing. It's like some part of me, when I'm in these situations,
Yeah.
some part of me has that conversation. You have to be the boss. You know what I'm saying? You have to show signs of, hey, if you're going to work for me and I'm going to let this slide one too many times, then I'm going to enable this. And it's going to become a habit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this is going to become your nature working for me. You know what I'm saying? So I have that quick conversation in my head, and it's not like I blew up in a sense, but I like to do this thing where it's very easy. I'm not going to say it's very easy for me, but like it works for me because I have the look for it. You know what I mean? Right?
You have like the angry dad look.
100%. And so what it was I try to like keep calm about it, where I was just like, the first guy who came in, I was like, what time are you supposed to be here? He goes, 9. And I go, why are you 20 minutes late? Oh man, sorry, but why are you 20 minutes late? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just one of those things. I just held that.
Good.
You know?
Good.
And then the next couple of people that came in, same thing. I was just like, so why are we coming in this late? You're scheduled at 9, right? Yeah. Okay. And it's just like, yeah, I just kind of like held that. So the entire car ride to Granada Hills, which was an hour and 5 minutes, it's like being in the car with your angry dad. Everyone's just quiet. Everyone's just like, oh no, we in trouble. And so I had to hold that demeanor. And then, but at the same time, I had to keep it in my head. I was just like, okay, this allows me, when we arrive at the scene, this allows me to carry this into a level of assertiveness that's like, hey, there is zero tolerance for goofing around right now.
Yeah.
It's a fun company to work for. We like to have fun. We're good energy. But right now is not the time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so, alhamdulillah, we pull up to the event. We unload everything. And then immediately, I'm just like, boom, 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 boom. You, this, that was right? We got to figure things out. And then I was like, okay, cool. You guys get started. I have to go get gas for the generator. I'll be right back. Right? And so they started setting up one of the booths. Now, in order to set up the second booth, we have to wait a few minutes because setting it up would have meant that we would have been in the way of the cars coming in and out to unload their stuff. And so I told my team member of the honey side, I was like, yo, keep an eye out. I need you to be sharp. Once all the cars clear out and you see the opportunity to start setting up, you start setting up, right? He's like, cool, I got you. I dip in the van. I go handle what I need to handle. I come back, park the van, and I walk on over. I walk on over to see the sugarcane side completely set up, and they're even starting to hustle drinks out. And I'm like, okay, good. The honey side, all still in boxes. And this is where I kind of like, I was a little harsh. You know what I mean?
So first you're late. Now it's not even set up.
Yeah, okay, so you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to justify like the level of harshness that I gave him in that moment, you know, especially considering it's a new guy. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like I gave you not necessarily clear instructions. I gave you very simple instructions. It was clear, but it was also very simple. Look for the opportunity time-wise, and then just bang out setup.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The least you could do is get the table on its feet. You know what I'm saying? And so I come in and like I wasn't like yelling and screaming, but it was just like,
The hell are you doing?
I was just like, nothing is set up, literally nothing. And so I'll be honest, it checked him way too hard. But nonetheless, it was just like I was fuming, right? I was fuming, and I'm telling you, it was just drama. If somebody was filming this whole thing, it would have been great content, especially the part of me freaking out. And so now my mind is just like I have this another level of energy, you know? I'm just like boom, 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 you know? Like I'm just moving different.
Yeah.
Because khalas, we're late and we're late, you know?
Yeah.
And so I'm just moving, helping him set up real quick, blah, blah, blah. And the whole time he's like, yo, my bad, man, my bad. I'm like, don't worry about it, just get to it. Don't worry about it, just get to it.
Do your job right now.
You know?
Yeah, you don't
And
hear
so
my bad.
it's literally something that I've like kind of realized recently. Sorries don't do anything for me.
Sorry is the biggest bullshit ever, dude.
Sorries don't do anything for me.
Yeah.
Like with the other day when that one guy hit me up and he just goes, like he owes me hella money because of, you know, the shady stuff that he did to me in the past. Right?
I'm sorry.
He tries to call me. No, I'm like, I'm all right. And then he was just like, you know, can we hop on a call? Why? He goes, I just want to let you know that I apologize, you know, for the mistakes that I've done. In my mind, the first thing that came up that I wanted to text him was like, okay, congratulations, you're sorry. Where's my money? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
What is an apology going to do for an apology is not going to pay me back. You know what I'm saying? And the other thing is like, let's say a person doesn't owe you money. I'm sorry, an apology doesn't do anything unless you decide from that moment on, you're going to act differently. You can apologize all you want, but if you're going to come back the next day with the same attitude and the same mistakes, what the hell are you sorry for?
The moral of the story is that don't say that you're sorry unless you're actually going to have the actions to back it up.
100%. 100%. You know? I think like it works also really well in like a relationship setting, right? If someone's just like, they make a certain joke that you don't like, you know? And you're like, do me a favor.
Shut up.
Woman. Do me a favor. Make me a sandwich.
I knew it.
Of course, it had to. You know, it's just at this point, it's like reflex. You know,
Okay, cool.
reflex.
Backhand reflex.
It's like, I don't like these kind of jokes. You're not gonna say these around me anymore. Oh, I'm so sorry. Blah blah. This and that. A couple months later, they're not sorry anymore. They make the same joke again. It's like, yo, there's only a certain amount of times I want to check you on this.
Yeah.
Before I recognize you don't respect me enough.
Yeah.
To respect what I have to say in order to change for what I need, right? So it's like, sorries literally don't do anything for me. But anyways, nonetheless, we get to it, we're going, and I'm like, all right, stay calm. We're going through it. Then eventually, finally, alhamdulillah, we get into the flow of the event, right? We're getting to the flow of it, we're hustling on this side, we're hustling on that side. By the way, random point here, there is nothing more exciting than being at an event and having multiple booths. Like, it's kind of a cool feeling, you know, to be at an event and people just be like, oh, snap, this is your business? I'm like, yeah, and that one. And they're just like, whoa, this guy, dude. Yeah. And you kind of sit there, you're just like, oh, shoot, that's dope. You know what I mean? Like, imagine you go to an event and you're flipping running like 6 of the booths at the event. All separate businesses with teams at them generating income.
Yeah.
That's kind of a cool feeling.
Yeah.
Kind of a cool feeling. Because like you can have multiple online stores, and that's dope, right? But to see them physically in action, different feeling.
Yeah.
You know, no doubt it's a different feeling. And so we're hustling on both sides. We're moving. Things are finally in a flow.
Yeah.
You know? And then at this point, it's kind of like, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock hits, 1:30, all of a sudden 2 o'clock hits. Imagine, 2 o'clock, the hottest point in the day. And now when you look around, you're talking about peak traffic.
Yeah.
Peak traffic. This is where the most at this point for the event, most people are not going to show up at 11.
Yeah.
They're going to be like, bro, it's Saturday. I'm going to sleep in a little bit, right? Most people are going to wake up around that time, get ready, spend some time, blah, this and that. 2, 3, 4 o'clock is when peak traffic hours are going to be for this event, as anybody would assume.
Yeah.
Guess what happened at 2 o'clock on the money?
An accident.
There you go. The machine breaks down.
Oh, God.
The sugarcane juicer breaks down.
What time does the event end at?
It ends technically at 7, 8 o'clock.
Okay. Dang. So this is early into the event.
Here's the thing. You're talking about selling ice cold drinks, and the machine breaks down at the hottest point of the day, 2 p.m. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so the machine breaks down, and so immediately I had to find that. So this is where finally because we got into the rhythm of things, that's where my mind settled down, and I was able to kind of like just, hey, you know what, a little bit of self-reflection, realize, okay, I kind of was letting out my frustration on people. I shouldn't be doing that. Let me calm down. Let me bring back this level of calm and just move forward with that. Machine breaks down, and I just lose my mind. I was just...
What were you guys late?
No, the machine breaks down, and I was just like, okay, we're an hour away from the warehouse, so that's not an option.
Yeah.
I can't drive back and come back. I have one of two options. Fix the machine to the best of my ability in order that we can just get it moving as much as possible.
Yeah, just milk it. Can you guys buy?
2, and this one I was kind of proud of, I'm not going to lie, because I was kind of thinking outside of the box for this one. Find a local machine that you can borrow for a couple hours. Kind of a tough, it seemed like right? How would you do that? So first things first, let's talk about BB engineering, right? Because that was step 1, right? That was option A. Right. So I'm looking at the machine, and it's not going to make any sense if I explain it, right? But basically what happened was the machine has these giant rollers, right? Sure. That when you put the sugarcane through, it crushes it so that the juice comes out.
Okay.
One of the rollers, or all the rollers, they're secured at the bearings with like this plastic piece that just allows it to churn smoothly.
Sure.
I think because of the heat of the sun, that plastic piece, and over time, it kind of just like degraded a little bit, melted away a little bit. And so it kind of like started to come out, and now the whole roller on that side is dipping and falling, right? So I was looking at it, and I was like, okay, what if we just jam a piece of cane to hold the roller up? So that's what I did. I jammed it, held the roller up. Turn on the machine. Okay, it's moving. You press a couple canes, it messes up. Okay, now I got to improve on this. Jam this way, try to tuck all the plastic in, jam on top, another piece of cane. Boom, it's rolling for a few more seconds. And then it messes up again. How do I create something from the bottom that keeps it held up? Bro, I find a rock. I smash it into bits. I grab a small piece of rock. I put it under. I take a bunch of the pressed cane from the trash. I fold it over, and I jam it above the rock, in between the rock and the machine roller on the side in order to hold it up. Right? BB engineering, bro. Just accept it. Because the roller, right? The part that crushes, we'll say it's this much. And then in connection with the side of the machine is maybe that much.
Okay.
So that part doesn't crush the cane.
Yeah.
That's just in between the roller. So I put the rock under it, jam the cane trash, right? In order to hold up the roller. And then I needed to stabilize the rock. So I put a piece of cane perfectly sized this way to hold the rock from moving this way. And then I put another one in the front so I can just stabilize the rock in 2 different axes, right? I'll be honest, I was proud of it, bro. I was like, this is kind of sick, dude.
It worked.
No.
Okay.
So the problem is this, dude. The problem is, yes, it worked, right? But so it works if it's just rolling, right? You throw a cane in there, it's gonna move it a tiny bit. You throw another cane in there.
Yeah.
It probably took 3-4 canes before the whole thing moved and jerked out of place again.
Yeah. So you got to do the whole thing again.
So I was like, you know what? I gotta move on to a different option.
Yeah.
I can't keep doing this. You know what I'm saying? It's just simply not gonna work, right? So then I sat there, and for a second I was just like, there's nothing else I can do. But in my mind was like, yes, there is. So that's where I was thinking outside of the box. I was like, what's option B here? Option B, find a local juice bar.
Okay.
Cool? Find a local juice bar, see if they serve sugarcane juice. If they serve sugarcane juice, chances are they have a sugarcane machine. If they have a sugarcane machine, maybe they have a second they can let me borrow. Right? Very hopeful guy, you know? So here I am, just flipping phone call after phone call. Just phone call after phone call, 1 juice bar. Get served sugarcane juice? No. Next. Sugarcane juice? No. Next. Sugarcane juice? No. Next. Bro, I covered all the juice bars in the area. There's not much in the valley, right? So I covered it pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So in my mind, it was just like, okay, no juice bars have sugarcane juice? Who's going to serve sugarcane juice?
Vietnamese.
Yes. Vietnamese restaurants near me.
Yeah.
For this, for that, for your mom, for your sister. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. For my bro. For your mom, for your sister. Yeah.
I'm calling. And this is the dope thing about like just knowing how to say your product in different languages. Is because when you call them and then the person who answers the phone is like, hi, how can I help you? And you're just like, yo, do you guys serve sugarcane juice? And they're like, and you're like, nuk mia.
Oh, look me up.
And they're like, no. I'm like, all right, whatever. Next. Boom, 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 boom. Calling a bunch of places, right? There's even a restaurant that I called. Same thing. I was just like, Share di noras? And they're like, huh? I was like, huh? And they're like, huh? I'm like, ganna karas. And they're like, no, nothing here. I'm like, all right, whatever, moving on.
That's impressive, bro.
But I'm calling a bunch. I got you, bro. See, Share di noras is Gujarat. Ganna karas is like southern India
Okay.
and Pakistan.
I was about to say that sounds very like Desi, Bengali, like ish region.
Right. It's very interesting actually because ganna means sugarcane in like some Indian parts and in Pakistan, and then ganjua is Chinese. And now you know. In flipping Vietnamese restaurants, one after the other. And believe it or flipping not, I call a restaurant in the midst of all this. Yo, do you guys serve sugarcane juice? Yeah, we do. I go, hey, this is random. Would I be able to borrow your machine for a couple hours? She goes, I don't know. I'd have to ask the owner. I'm like, she's like, the owner's not here right now. I was like, do you have their number? Like, is there any way I can talk to them? And she was like, I don't know. Is there any manager I can talk to? And she was just like, oh, well, you know what? Like, even if they allow it, like, what about our customers? And I was like, oh, you know what? That's a really good point. So it didn't work out. But nonetheless.
I was hopeful.
Yeah, I know, right? I really wanted you to be like, no way. And I'd be like, no, it didn't work.
Yeah, no way.
So I was literally just flipping, calling. Bro, if you look it through my phone on Saturday, just got a bunch of random numbers in Valley.
A lot of 818s.
A lot of 818s, dude. You already know the vibe. So at this point, I was like, halas, you know? On the back end of all of this, one of the business partners, I'm like updating him on the situation, letting him know what's going on. And basically on the back end of all this, we figure out a way to get one of the machines loaded up in an Uber for the Uber to come drop it off.
It's hilarious.
Yeah. So this Armenian dude came through, right? After this whole incident of like just me, phone calls, right around 3:30, that's when this Armenian guy was like, yo, I'm on my way. Imagine, bro, for an hour and a half, I'm trying to work this machine, right? I probably spent like 45 minutes trying to like do some BB engineering.
Yeah.
And the other 45 minutes was just flipping on the phone.
Yeah.
Finally, around 3:30, this Armenian guy, great guy, Oppie in the house, bro. He's like, yeah, I need an hour and a half. All right, bet, dude. Do your thing. Take your time.
It is what it is, bro.
Just let me know when you're 5 minutes away so I can guide you in the right spot.
Yeah.
You know? And in the meanwhile, I look at the Coastal King team. The guy for Shifa Honey's hustling, bro. He's going.
That guy feels guilty, bro. He's running off guilt.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Oh, you have no idea. He's hustling. Great kid, bro. Great kid for sure. The whole Coastal King team is just literally, they're just sitting in a circle and they're just defeated. And I come up and I'm defeated, right? And at this point, my level of defeat got to the point where like, I was almost like somewhat like delusional, right? To where, you know, when you go from like frustrated, you somehow skip a step and end up in troll mode.
Yeah.
Because you're just so like over it. You start trolling. So many people are coming up. Bro, it was crazy. We literally are not serving and people just come up and form a line again. And they'll just be looking at the menu and they'd be like, yeah, can I get a machine's broken? And they're like, and they walk off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
2 minutes later, same thing. You know what I mean? So it was literally the entire time we're just sitting there rejecting people, just telling them to fuck off.
Is that a common issue for the rollers?
So listen, machine care is very important, right? Machine maintenance. Like you gotta obviously you gotta take care of it. And the issue with these machines is they're so bulky, so heavy. And because they're so heavy, it's hard to move them around.
Yeah.
So loading them in and out of vans, going over uneven surfaces, these things have taken a fall once or twice. You know what I'm saying? It is, yeah. It's like a $2,000 to $3,000 asset. You know what I'm saying? Like it's nuts. And so they're beat, but they're workhorses though, you know? But just like anything else, there's a lot of intricate details that go into the build of it, and so a simple thing can fall off, you know, and ruin the whole thing, right? So no, it's not common, but like you said, these things are gonna happen.
Yeah.
Right. And so we're just rejecting people. Yeah, come back in an hour and a half. Yeah, come back in an hour. 40 minutes, the guy will be here. 30 minutes, the guy will be here. But it got to a point where I was literally, thank God, we had a party favor order that needed to be done before Sunday.
Yeah.
For Shifa Honey, right? Cute little party favors. And thank God I thought ahead. I was like, listen, I got a team running the Coastal King booth. I got a guy running the Shifa Honey booth. I'm just going to work on party favors while I'm out there. You know what I'm saying? So when the machine went down and everything happened, I was like, yo, Coastal King team, you guys are flipping labeling these. Hey, you guys are working on these party favors. Yeah, you're still on the clock. You're working on these party favors. I don't care.
Yeah.
So the entire time, we're literally just sitting in this circle, the four of us, right? And I'm trying to teach them how to like work this string and get it done perfectly and this and that. And they're just sitting there watching me. Somebody comes up and they're like, and we're like, oh, the machine's broken. And then it got to a point, because I'm in troll mode, it got to a point where like every time somebody came up, I found a new way to just troll on them, you know? Where like somebody would come up and they'd be like, yeah, can I get a juice? And I'm like, oh my God, the juice. Where's the juice? You know what I mean? Like I would just start clowning on people in so many different ways, you know? I felt bad, but I was having fun, you know? At that point, I'm telling you, my mind was gone. You know, my mind was gone.
It is what it is. Your mind was in Armenia.
Straight up, dude. I'm telling you, if somebody was just filming this whole weekend, it would have been a movie. You know what's crazy? It's been 36 minutes of me talking.
Yeah, I'm just...
You want to know what's crazy? We haven't even gotten to Sunday.
We haven't got... Really?
We haven't even gotten to Sunday, dude. The weekend is Friday, Saturday, Sunday, my guy. Finally, Armenia pulls up.
Thank God for Armenia, bro.
And then guess what? Literally, I want to say 3 minutes before he pulls up, because he calls me, I'm 3 minutes away.
Yeah.
I go run out to the street. As I'm exiting the back entrance where I need him to enter from, guess who's pulling up?
No way. That person you called.
No. Paramedics. The paramedics make a comeback, bro. You have no idea, dude. They make a flipping comeback, bro. They're pulling up. Somebody passed out, right? So now the paramedics pulled up, and they're just sitting at the entrance exit that I need the guy to come into. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, there's no...
Of course.
You can't write...
Of course this would happen. I mean, you probably thought about this, but you move this stuff into like rollers, right? You transport...
Yeah.
So you probably thought, look, team, help me out. Let's put this machine down to the ground. Let me take that roller and go down to Armenia outside the event and try to see if we can load that into that.
100%.
Okay.
100%.
Okay.
But here's the thing. The back gate that I need him to pull up to
is blocked.
No. It's open. It's fine.
But
it's a slight decline, and it's a back alley.
Yeah.
So the ground...
Not paved.
It's
messed up.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't care what cart you have. It's not going to roll smooth.
True.
You're at risk of dropping another machine, right? The backup machine.
Yeah.
And so he pulls up. Finally, we come up the alley, and they're like, "No, the paramedics are leaving right now. You have to move out the way." So the guy was like, "Okay, I'm gonna pull right here on the side so that they can go through, but I'm gonna have a cigarette." I'm like, "Bro, by all means, do your thing." You know
Hey, do one too, bro. I don't even smoke, but give me one too.
Wallahi. In that moment,
you're like,
no, it was about to happen.
That Marlboro sounds so good right now.
Oh yeah, you know the guy smokes reds, not even lights,
right?
But finally, after like 5-10 minutes of just waiting for the paramedics to leave, right? They finally go, "We're gonna be here for a couple minutes, so you can have your guy come up." I'm like, "Oh, thank you." So I was like, I was like, come on. From a distance, he's like leaning against the wall, just you know what I mean? Bro, the guy's been driving for an hour and a half. You can't blame him, you know? LA traffic. So he's like, "You want me to flip it around?" I'm like, yeah. So he goes, he turns it around, he pulls it, he backs in. We finally get to a good spot. We bring the cart, take the machine out, load it on, roll the machine over, dab the homie up, peace out to the Armenian guy, and then boom, we're back in business.
Nice.
Get the machine going, get the generator going, get the machine going. Bro, in a matter of seconds, alhamdulillah, line from here to there, my guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? These people they've been
waiting.
They've been fasting all day, bro. Just waiting for this ganna karas.
Yeah.
Right? So we start popping off again. Just boom, 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 boom. Everything's moving. Finally, my mind is just like,
yeah,
I want to go to Japan so badly. Right?
So,
inshallah. Rest of the event goes smooth. Everything's going well. We're vibing out. Finish the event strong, right? Whatever, we count our losses. We just go, you know what? We still had a great day, you know? Whatever it is, pack up, do everything that we need to do. Boom, just head back to the warehouse, unload, prep for tomorrow's events, blah, 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 blah. Go home, right? Sunday morning. Repeat drama. Just wake up in the morning, this is not done, that's not done, this needs to be put out, blah, 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 blah. What's the organization of this? Who's going to that? Blah, 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 blah. Why is this person not showing up? Blah, blah. A whole mess, right? And so I had to get to the warehouse hella early because we got to get these party favors finished, right? The rest of these party favors for the honey, we got to get them finished, and we got to get them to the event, which was at IOK, by 9:30, 10 a.m. because their event starts at noon.
Okay.
Right? And so...
And you just drop it off and you bounce.
You just drop it off and bounce,
okay,
right?
Okay, cool.
But you're talking about, like, they ordered 400 party favors.
Inshallah.
Alhamdulillah. And at that point, by Sunday morning, we had less than half finished. Right? Big problem. Big problem. So I'm sitting in the warehouse from 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning. Just boom, 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 boom. Irvine Farmers Market team shows up. Yo, you guys have to go without me. Right? Which is a huge gamble. But still, I'm like, whatever. Things got to get done. I trust you guys enough. Send them off. I'm rapping and going and boom, 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 boom. And finally comes in. Tag team. Blah, 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 blah. Get all the party favors done by 10 a.m. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
He wraps up, finishes what he needs to do. He goes and drops them off, heads to the kiosk. Ahmed's done. Catering team comes in. The party favors that we're preparing for, we're also catering sugarcane at the event. Okay? Catering team shows up. I help them prep. Everything's good to go. Send them off. I go to Irvine Farmers Market because I'm like, you know what? I need to do some manager duties, right? I need to talk to some of the other vendors, figure out if the market's slowing down because they readjusted where the market's at a little bit.
That affects the market.
It does, dude. It does. It's kind of weird. And so I had to go do some talking a little bit, check the boys, make sure everything's good to go.
Yeah.
And alhamdulillah, they were flowing. Everything was good. And I was like, you know what? I deserve to go to the homies barbecue that we're invited to.
Okay.
Right? And so I go. I arrive at the barbecue, get some food. We're sitting down eating. And then I get a call from the catering team. I'm like, what's going on? And he's like, yo, the machine that we have, one of the outlets, the
teeth or whatever,
the
metal rods,
one of the things of the outlet is broken off. The machine's not working. I'm like, cool, call Ahmed. He's like, I'm gonna try to make it work. I'm like, please do. Let me know how it goes. Right? So he texted me and he was like, I got it working. I'm like, sick, dude. Alhamdulillah.
Don't call me.
Enjoy the barbecue. Only for me to get another call it was about 40 minutes that they were operating at the catering event.
Yeah.
Cool. And then I guess something happened. It went down again. They couldn't figure it out on the spot. I'm like, cool. Do me a favor. Call the Irvine team. Let them know to come straight to you to drop off the second machine.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, bet. Boom. He calls them. He talks to them. Irvine team's on their way to IOK. Cool. Everything's smooth. Everything's dandy. So we thought.
Bro, why am I so anxious right now? I have anxiety right now.
The Irvine team pulls up in our big old van. Where's this event going on at IOK? In the underground parking structure.
No.
The director of IOK goes, oh, yeah, the van's fine. It'll fit right in. But just do me a favor. Go to the top level, even though the party's at the bottom level. Just go to the top level, use the elevator to drop the machine down. You'll be all right. Cool? They pull the van into the structure. They make a right to go into the upper level. Knocks a sprinkler. Gushes water. He was like, bro, 30 to 40, this thing was like a geyser, just flooding the place.
Yeah.
Fire alarm goes off. He calls me at 3:41. He FaceTimes me. He's getting into the bed. He goes, yeah, bro, there's a situation. I'm like, what happened? He goes, We accidentally hit the sprinkler, and now this place is just getting flooded with water.
For fire destruction.
In the background, homeboy is telling me, he goes, when the fire alarm went off, people started to evacuate the event. And he goes, bro, there's nothing funnier than seeing just a bunch of Daisy families
Hurry up!
just running for their life because of this fire alarm, just evacuating the building.
Yeah.
And he goes, bro, in the midst of all this chaos, there's some guy in a wheelchair. There's a guy in a wheelchair who's just frantically trying to get uphill.
I feel bad for laughing.
He's just losing his mind. He's just trying to get up this hill. He's just rushing. He keeps rolling back down.
And no one's helping him. No.
Everyone's just running for their lives, dude. Yeah. They heard an alarm. They thought it was a bomb threat.
Oh my!
Literally, Coastal Kane shut down this catering event, bro. Yeah. And so he literally, when he FaceTimes me about what happened, he tells me what happened in that moment. Once again, I wasn't even defeated. But I literally sat there and I asked myself, what am I going to do to help right now? What's actually possible?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We closed out the event because of the water. No. Right? No, literally, we shut it down. We literally shut it down. Yeah. We closed out the event. Something's broken.
That's the Almo's fault, though. The organizer or whatever.
We're figuring it out. We're figuring it out with IOK because they're like, oh, give us your insurance. We're like, no, thank you. Like, you know, but we're figuring it out still.
Yeah.
We know. Yeah, we know the IOK family long enough to where like we'll be able to discuss it properly. If there's any damages that need to be paid for, we'll meet in the middle. Whatever the case is, right?
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. The event is shut down at this point. There's no point to juicing. Everyone's gone home, right? What am I gonna do if I pull up?
Yeah.
Shake a couple of hands and apologize and then bounce again?
Yeah.
I'm gonna enjoy the park. You know? So I literally tell him, call Ahmed. He calls Ahmed. Call Yusuf. We're just playing phone tag at this point.
Anyone but me.
What are we gonna do at this point? You know? So eventually they're just like, whatever, they just wrap it up, load everything up, and then, head to the warehouse. One of the uncles of who booked us out, the guy who booked us out, one of his uncles calls me. He goes, yo, dude, some of us didn't get cane. He's like, cool, we stopped by the warehouse, get a couple gallons. I'm like, dude, come through. I'll see you there, We managed to fill them up some gallons of cane, send them off. Everyone's happy, We talked to the people who booked us out today. We had a phone call. Because of the machine going down after only 40 minutes, this and that, we're going to refund them some of what they paid. It is what it is. You know what I mean? But I'm telling you, man, this whole weekend, start to finish, we had a videographer. It would have been golden, bro.
Oh my God.
It would have been golden.
How was your Monday? How was today?
It was very chill.
Thank God. I swear to God, if you were to tell me this freaking story.
Yeah, right?
I don't know if I could handle it.
No, today I got up and I spent most of the time at home just working on stuff that needs to be worked on from like my laptop, you know what I mean? Event booking, coordination, this and that, cane orders, whatever. A bunch of stuff that I could handle from home. Just
administrative
stuff, just handled it. Very chill day. Went to the warehouse, got more work done.
Nice.
And here we are. Here we are. But
wow,
I'm telling you, bro, besides the whole, it would have been great content, this weekend really reminded me the importance of Stoicism. Back to the conversation, if we're going to have one.
Yeah.
Stoicism. You really genuinely have to have the ability. You're not going to control your emotions. Your emotions are going to sporadically come and go. Human nature is to experience these things without asking for them. Stoicism is having some degree of recognition in the moment to also recognize you have the choice to say, hey, I'm going to be calm in the midst of all this going on.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep my cool, you know? And I think what really, really helps me in these situations as well is I literally ask myself, if I were to be freaking out right now, is that productive? If I'm going to yell and scream, I'm going to point the finger, blame this person, but even if there are people to blame, is that productive?
Yeah. Obviously.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so the importance of Stoicism for me, and like as it relates to this weekend especially, you got to learn how to stay calm, hold all that energy in that you want to let out and frustrate, hold it all in order that you can focus on the most productive move that needs to happen. Because at the end of the day, whether you're a business owner, whether it's a family affair, whether it's your relationship, maintain that level of stoicism, maintaining focus on what's productive allows you to always come back to recognize and do what's best for the overall well-being of the unit, of the business, of this relationship, right? Maintain that stoicism, stay guided. I just realized we didn't even do an intro.
No, we did it. There was no freaking intro needed.
Yeah.
The 4 viewers that watch this stuff, bro.
Look at that. Oh, story the way out.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I think moral of the story to me is what really stood out was in a state of emergency, no one's going to help you if you're in a wheelchair. Homie was doing the cat daddy for like freaking like however long, you know what I'm saying? Just freaking going at it, right?
Could you imagine how pumped his arms were after?
Bro, he was jacked. Homeboy's probably still sore. He's sore, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Homeboy's shredded and sore.
Yeah.
Same damn time.
I love the moral of that story. I love.
That was my biggest takeaway.
I love what you derived. Yeah, it's a good takeaway. You know, people are disgusting. You know, everybody just looks out for themselves, and
which in some sort of like, it's not funny at all, but in some sort of way, it's like it kind of reminded me very, very briefly of like Yo and Piana. You know what I'm saying?
I like
not even your mom, not even your boys, your dad, your loved ones, anything. They're going to look at you and be like, dude, you're not my problem.
I'm on my own out here.
I'm on my own. So in a state of emergency, which you know what? Like, since we're all like talking about this stuff, it makes me think about the state of the Ummah as well.
Yep.
How connected, how bonded are we? We're in a state of emergency. We fight or it's flight. Okay, we all chose flight because, you know what I'm saying, we really don't know what the heck is going on. So we're like, I'd rather be there than over here, especially if I have my wife and kids. You know what I'm saying? I get that fear. But at the same time, it's like, that is a brother that is in need. Hey, wife, hey, kids, go there. I'll catch up to you real fast.
Mm-hmm.
Let me help this guy out.
Yeah.
You know? But who's to say I would even do that in that situation?
100%.
It's very easy at this time, sitting over here calm, just to be like, oh, why didn't that guy do that?
Right. I mean, I think it's so. I mean, all of our conversations are all in theory.
How many people even noticed him though?
Yeah, that
realistic.
Other than my employee, I have no idea.
It is freaking the employee was hilarious, bro.
Yeah.
That sucks because the amount of guilt that employee had, it'd be like, oh shoot, this is what I did.
Yeah,
specifically.
Yeah.
Wow,
But no, you're 100% right. And a lot of stuff that we talk about is in theory, right? We don't really know what to do in practice. But you know, from what you just said right there, I think, in essence, one of the things that makes a man is developing that mindset where no man left behind.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like you said, or you know, like you kind of said, where it's like, let me for a second guide my own family to safety, right? Let me for a second make sure they're headed in the right direction. If there is, like, first of all, identify where the danger is. You know what I'm saying? If there is danger, let me make sure my family's guided into safety.
Yeah.
And let me make sure everybody else is okay, right? Let me make sure, like, my duty as a man, worst case scenario, I go down a hero, right?
That's like worst case scenario.
Worst case scenario. And most people I'd be like, oh, why would you sacrifice? Dude, that's something Allah will appreciate.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? You went out of your way to go help somebody else in the line of danger.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
At the masjid.
At the masjid? Yeah, dude, absolutely. So yeah, I think in essence, what makes a man is you got to have that mindset. You have to have that courage, that bravery, and you have to have that stoicism, so that in the moments of danger, in the moments of panic,
You try to stay as calm as
you stay calm because you need to be able to assess the situation.
I think that's what's so impressive with like military agents and like soldiers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
How it's like bombs are going off, shots are being fired. You're seeing people, you know, unalive, basically, right?
Right.
And they're freaking out internally. But some people are more like, all right, here's what I got to do. You always hear the stories of like those epic war stories where bombs are going off and like.
All right, we have 5% batteries. Just finish your thought right there.
Oh, those epic war stories. It's like you always hear those epic war stories of like people just really in the thick of it, but they hold themselves together. They just know how to act. All that training throughout their life really brought them to that point, just pushing out.
So they get it done.
Yeah. And my last moral story, try to be as calm, cool, and collected at that moment. And just persevere here. Take us away, brother. With that being said,
thank you for tuning in to my weekend story.
Yes.
And the King of Average podcast.
BB's Chronicles, baby.
Hell yeah, baby. With your boy BB and
Medic.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Fa ummak, fa ukhtak, fa abuk. I said, boys, peace.